Okay, welcome back. In video 1, we discussed the 4 different triads in root position in a major key. So what we're going to do now is examine how each one of the notes of a major scale can support a root position triad and which kinds of triads we find in a major scale. So here we have C major scale. And I'm starting with a C. Here's a D, E, F, G, A, B, and then the high C. Okay, so 7 different notes of a C major scale ending on the octave high C. We already have the C major triad here that we talked about building on the note C, which gives us our notes C, E, and G in a major scale, giving us our tonic chord. So here we have a C major chord, which is going to be the tonic chord of this key. The tonic chord is, as we know, the 1 chord, so I'll give it the Roman numeral 1, indicating the tonic chord. If I build a triad on the 2nd scale degree of C major, which is the note D, I get the notes D, F, and A. Okay. This is actually a minor triad because the interval from D to F, if I'm going from D, D sharp is 1, E is 2, and F is 3, is only 3 half steps. So since the root to the 3rd in the D chord here is only 3 half steps, it's actually a minor triad, giving us a D minor triad. Okay? And this is going to be the 2 chord in the key of C major, so I'm going to do a lowercase Roman numeral 2, indicating that it's the 2nd position, the supertonic chord in C major. If I build my triad on E, I get the notes E, G, and B. We get another minor triad in the key of C major. Why? Because the distance from E to G, the interval from E to G, is 3 half steps, giving us a minor sounding triad. So this is our minor 3 chord. Remember, we called that the mediant, which in this key is E minor. If I build a triad on F, F, A, C, I now have a major 3rd from the root to the 3rd, so I now have a major chord. This is the subdominant, the 4 chord, F major. If I build it on G, I get my dominant chord, the 5 chord. This is also a major chord because G to B is a major triad. G major. If I build my triad on A, C, E, A to C is actually a minor 3rd. So my 6th chord, my submediant chord, is an A minor triad. The 7th chord of the key is the one that breaks from the major-minor pattern that we've been getting. It is the 1 chord organic to a major key that is actually a diminished chord. The reason is from B to D, we have a minor 3rd, and from B to F, we actually have a diminished 5th. So it doesn't come out to be a perfect 5th like all the other chords in this key had between the root and the 5th. B to F would actually only be 6 half steps. C is 1, 2, 3, 4, E is 5, and if we had an F over here, it would be 6. So B, D, and F give us a B diminished triad. In Roman numerals, I'm going to do a lowercase 7 to indicate that it's a form of minor, but then I'm also going to add the diminished symbol to this chord. There are no augmented triads organic to a major key. All of the triads are either major or minor, and there's the one diminished chord. In any major key, the one chord is always major, the 2 is always minor, the 3 is minor, 4 is major, 5 is major, 6 is minor, and the 7 chord is diminished. Okay? That'll work out in any key that you're working with, any major key that you're working with. So for instance, if I started on the note G, my one chord would be now G, B, D, which would be my G major chord. Okay, my 2 chord would be A, C, E minor. 3 would be B, D, F sharp, because in the key of G major I have an F sharp. I now have a perfect fifth from B to F sharp, creating my minor 3 chord. 4 would be C, E, G major, C major. 5 would be D, F sharp, A major. 6 would be E, G, E minor. And the 7 chord would be F sharp, A, and C. That is a diminished chord. F sharp to C is a diminished fifth. So my 7th chord would be diminished. That pattern works for all of the major keys. I would suggest going through all of your keys in your circle of fifths and figuring out the different chords in those keys. Once you figure out the pattern, it actually becomes very easy.